been foreclosed, and commercial strips were deteriorating, and young people were on street corners without hope, without prospects, without a vision for the future. And these churches came together and said to themselves, we got to do something about it. And they pooled their money. And when they counted it all up, it wasn't much, so all they could afford to hire was me. And they paid me the grand sum of $12,000 plus car expenses. And I drove out to Chicago, didn't know a soul in Chicago. And for the next 3.5 years, I worked to set up job training programs for the unemployed, after-school programs for youth, and bring city services to communities that have been neglected. And it was the best education that I ever had. Because in those 3.5 years, I learned that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they're given an opportunity. That ordinary people want to be involved, they want to participate. Sometimes they're blocked and prevented from helping to shape their own destiny and what's happening in their communities, their neighborhoods, but they want to be involved. They just need to be asked. That is more obsessed with who's up and who's down, who's in power and who's not, rather than how we can build a common sense, non-ideological, reason-based, pragmatic agenda to move this country forward. And the American people have said, enough. We want something new. It is time to turn the page and write a new chapter in American history. That is what the American people are looking for. They want change, and they want hope. They want something new. They want and that is ultimately why people are coming out. That's what they're looking for. I don't want just slogans. I want to make sure that we're investing in early childhood education, because for every dollar we invest in early childhood education, we get $7 back and reduce dropout rates and reduce delinquencies and increase graduation rates. We know that the most important person in education is that teacher standing at the front of the classroom. So why don't we start paying our teachers more and providing them the training and professional development that they need? Foreign policy, as bleak as it is, people recognize that the day this president steps down from office, the entire world will breathe a sigh of relief. That should have never been authorized and should have never been waged. A war that cost us $500 billion and over 3,400 lives. And on Memorial Day, when we remember the fall, we have to insist that all of us revere the troops. All of us understand the enormous sacrifices that they have made. There has not been a single thing that the U.S. military has been asked to do that they have not accomplished. At each and every juncture, our young men and women have shown extraordinary valor and extraordinary to create the next round of climate change treaties. We want to work with you to deal with nuclear proliferation. We want to work with you to bring an end to the genocide in Dartmouth. At least because of that basic premise that we started with, that everybody has worth and everybody has dignity, and that concept doesn't end at our own borders. I have to say this, I can't do it by myself, because change never comes from the top down. Change always comes from the bottom up.